War undoubtedly is one of the most hellish experiences available on Earth. And somewhat paradoxically, war has its own code of ethics. Now, whether or not these codes are actually followed or not depends. Regardless, there are some acts, weapons, and strategies that are considered simply too cruel for war. And in today's video, I'm going to describe in detail every single thing that is banned or illegal in war, starting with the earliest recorded examples of war crimes and ending in the current standards for ethical warfare, aka everything that is considered a war crime. Let's begin. Ancient rules of war. With how brutal day-to-day life was thousands of years ago, it's almost hard to imagine how brutal war must have been in that time period. However, believe it or not, even in some of the earliest civilizations, the concept of ethical war and war crimes was present, albeit in a rather rudimentary way. Now, it's important to note that the term war crime has really only existed since the 1800s, although the concept of rules in warfare predates that by thousands of years, and actually has set the foundation for modern war crimes and war standards today. I'm going to keep this section brief, although I did want to quickly mention a few interesting and unique war crimes from a handful of different ancient civilizations. Starting in ancient India, going back all the way to roughly 600 BCE, ancient Indian texts proved that there was a code of conduct when it came to warfare, and this code of conduct was known as the Dharma Yudha, essentially translating to righteous warfare. The principles of the Dharma Yudha were meant to be taken as law, and it was said that breaking these rules during warfare would result in moral consequences. And the rules stated in the Dharma Yudha are the following. Firstly, equal fights only. And what this meant was that chariots were only meant to attack chariots, and one soldier could only attack one soldier. If there was a battle taking place, the battle was meant to be fair. Secondly, no attacking sleeping, retreating, or surrendering soldiers. And on top of this, you may also not harm unarmed women, children, elderly people, or disabled people. The third law of the Dharma Yudha states that combat begins after sunrise and ends after sunset. And the fourth law states that there may be no poisoned, barbed, or hidden weapons used in warfare. And finally, surrendered enemy soldiers must be protected and treated as prisoners of war. And wounded enemies who surrender to you must be treated and cared for. During 5th century BCE in ancient China, they too had their own code of conduct when it came to warfare, with some of the most notable examples being the following.